Okay, so today we're going to work on your solar system travel brochure, and this will be for Thursday, March the 26th, Miss Sastre's class, and my class will begin on Monday the 30th. So the first thing that you need to do is take your solar system travel brochure, and you're going to have to fold it. So if you fold this part back about to there, and then you fold this part underneath, and that will get you where you need to be. On the front cover, you are allowed to draw any picture that you want of any item that's in the solar system. You can draw the sun, you can draw all of the planets, but I want you to keep in mind when you're drawing things that you need to be drawing them to scale. So the reason that you took that information on your planet research was so that you had the diameters and the of your different planets. So make sure that you realize that some planets are far larger than other planets, and I'll send a later video with a little example of the different sizes, but at least this can help you to get started on your travel brochure. So in this section, using crayons or colored pencils, you can draw anything that you would like that exists inside of our solar system from the research that you've done. Just please make sure that you as well write your name. Don't use any markers, it'll bleed through to the other side. Then when you get inside, this first section here, this will be your page cutoff, are your inner planets. So I want you to put your inner planets in order, starting with your planets that are closest to the sun. So Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars. Make sure that you label what planet it is, so write the planet here, and then write your one interesting fact that you put on the back of your planet research in this section. You should be drawing your planet with crayons or colored pencils in each one of the boxes. So it's write the name of the planet, Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, in order, and then one interesting fact sentence. Remember, an interesting fact is not the temperature or the diameter. It's one of those facts that you put on the back side when you went to planetsforkids.org. And yes, I realize that Earth has the wrong diameter on it, but you all are, the wrong revolution on it, but you all are smart enough to figure that out and know that was just a typo. Any information that you couldn't get on the planets, you'll want to just use a different website. Space.com is a good one, or NASA. Just make sure it's a .org or a educational site. So you're going to do your inner planets here. Then the asteroid belt is one thing you're going to have to go find a little bit of research on. Just write a little piece of information about the asteroid belt. Draw a picture using crayons or colored pencils of the asteroid belt. And then down here, you can write one more interesting fact about the asteroid belt, like some dwarf planets that are contained within the asteroid belt, any piece of information that you find about it. And again, I would just go on one of those space.com sort of websites or an educational website to find information on the asteroid belt, because that is what separates our inner planets from our outer planets. And our outer planets, these were Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, and this is Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune. Again, you're writing the planet name on the first line, drawing an illustration using crayons or colored pencils, and then one sentence of an interesting fact about each one of the outer planets, which is also known as the gaseous planets. And those should be in order, and you should use your crayons or colored pencil. And remember, try and keep that planet size in mind when you are drawing it. Your textbook has pictures of the planets. Planetsforkids.org has pictures of the planets, so use any of those that you would like as your guide. Your textbook has lots of good information in it. Then on the back side, about travel. This is where you get to be creative and tell me how it is that you're going to travel around your solar system. So think about like a spaceship. Think, I said from the very beginning, of like a cruise liner. This is kind of a brochure if you were going to take a trip. It would give you information about how it is you're traveling. So in this box, you're going to draw an illustration of how it is you're traveling around the solar system. Think Mrs. Frizzle's bus that takes her on the magic school bus. Think kind of out in those lines. It doesn't have to be realistic. And then some characteristics about how you are going to travel, what sort of accommodations your guests can expect when they are traveling through your solar system on your particular vehicle. For your other interesting facts, This can be any other facts that you've learned about the solar system as you've been reading. So an interesting fact that you want to tell me about, for instance, I would think maybe about the International Space Station, or maybe you found out some information about the Kuiper Belt, or maybe you found some information about the dwarf planet Ceres, or you want to tell us about the dwarf planet Pluto, or you want to tell us about the Mars rovers, just anything that you can find that you've learned. So you have 1, 2, 3 interesting facts that you've learned about the solar system during this time. And again, space.com, nasa.com, any of your .org, even that Planets for Kids website you were on will have information there. Okay, so that is kind of how this is all going to be laid out. This is just some suggestions. You don't have to use these, but these definitely can be helpful and just to help you to get to know the solar system a little better. You don't need to finish this all in one day. This is definitely going to be a 2 to 3 class period sort of assignment, so take your time. This is one of those easy grades in science if you give me what it is that I'm asking for. So let's run through it one more time. Picture of anything in the solar system, crayons or colored pencils, your name and number here on the by. Inner planets in order: Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars. Picture, name, should be capitalized, 1 sentence, interesting fact. Asteroid belt, interesting fact. Asteroid belt picture. 1 more interesting fact you learned about the asteroid belt. Outer planets are the ones that are on the other side of the asteroid belt: Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, in order. Name, 1 sentence of interesting fact. About travel: how are your guests going to travel around the solar system, going from planet to planet? What kind of accommodations can they expect? What the vehicle looks like, again, crayons or colored pencils. And then do a little more research of 3 interesting facts about either the International Space Station, the Kuiper Belt, Ceres, Pluto, Mars rovers. Another thing the kids always really seem to like to learn about is black holes, maybe one of the stars. Choice is yours, okay? They don't all have to be about the same thing. You could do 1 fact about the International Space Station, 1 fact about Kuiper Belt, 1 fact about Ceres. Just try and get to know items in the solar system a little better. Again, not all done at one sitting, so pace yourself. Do a little bit today, and then do a little bit again when we have science time, and so forth. You have plenty of time to work on this. Don't not try and rush it and finish it all in one day. I'm going to show you some examples from students in the past, just so you can get an idea. Of course, these were in color, but I just made a black and white copy. So this student made a picture of Neptune, as you can see here. This would have all been done in color, and Neptune has a very vibrant color. Then Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, and interesting fact about each. The asteroid belt. And another interesting fact, this one wrote about the Kuiper Belt, but we didn't get to learn about that this year, so you'll do the asteroid belt. And then the outer planets, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, picture, information of an interesting fact, how you're going to travel about, what that looked like, and then other interesting facts about what they learned. Notice how much space is taken up. This is a lot of information. So you're going to be doing some research out there online to fill in that space. Be creative. And I'll show you one more. This one has Uranus, which of course is shown obviously in black and white, but is a very colorful planet as well. Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, and information about it. Nice and neat and very nice cursive. Asteroid belt. Picture of the asteroid belt. Again, we did the Kuiper Belt last year only because we had doing this in class all together. The outer planets, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune. Pictures as well as information. And remember, yours are going to be in color. How you're traveling about in the spaceship. And then some other interesting fact. This one shows Halley's Comet, black hole, and even some information about the Kuiper Belt. And Halley's Comet is another neat one as well that you could do. So sky's the limit for these 3 sections. So just kind of giving you an idea of what some students from last year's items look like and what my expectation is for yours. I wish you all good luck. Take your time. I know you're going to make me proud and do a great job. Have a great day.